thanks. And I now call on George Adam to be followed by Christina McKelvey. Up to 6 minutes, please.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm only too pleased to take part in this debate, as it is an issue that shall affect many of my constituents. And as always, I'll try to represent them to the best of my abilities. And how we deal with these ongoing attacks from the Westminster Tory government is going to continue to be one of our major debates within this chamber. Presiding Officer, when I said the savage Tory cuts and tax credits will affect many families in Renfrewshire, I wasn't exaggerating. A recent briefing from children's charity Bernardo's calculated that 10,500 families in Renfrewshire would have to deal with this situation. 10,500 families, Presiding Officer, half of all families in Renfrewshire who are with dependent families who currently use this money to buy food, clothes and other essentials. So that's more than 17,000 children in Renfrewshire who will be affected by this callous cut. And all this on the back of the so-called Tory Westminster reforms, where more and more of our constituents, friends and members of our communities will continue to suffer at on their watch. The Scottish Government has and will continue to mitigate against these ongoing Westminster attacks. But it's not as simple as the Labour Party are saying. It's not just about tax credit. It's about welfare reform in general. It's about the ongoing attack to the vulnerable within our society. That's what this whole debate is about, and that's what the Scottish Government is looking at it from a holistic view on how we deal with these issues. And it may be easy for the Labour Party to cart from the sidelines, as they do not have to actually deliver for the people of Scotland. But the Scottish Government knows they have a record and will continue to deliver for our people. But I have no doubt that many Labour members have in their heart of hearts. They want to make a difference for their constituents. But it appears they have lost touch with what's happening in the real world. They are debating in the parliamentary bubble when we should be going out there and actually dealing with the issues that affect our constituents. The Scottish Government has and continues to deliver for our people. And who are the public going to believe? Are they going to believe a Scottish Government who has already done that, or a discredited Labour Party? Even Labour Party members of high standing are doubting the current policy positions of Labour Party. Tom Harris recently said Labour still expect to be taken seriously as a potential government. Really? He also said Labour has jumped the shark. I give up. That's it for me. Giving up. Goodbye. Now, Presiding Officer, you're probably asking, this is the question that I asked at the time, is what exactly does jumping the shark mean? Well, it's a theatrical term. It's a term for a TV or movie series that has gone on too long and has actually lost any creative input and has no further to go. And it creates a storyline that is so over the top, so unbelievable, that they can no longer be taken seriously. This sounds very, very similar to the Labour Party's current situation. You know, no, I have to carry on at the moment. You know, the actual situation we're talking about was when, in happy days, Arthur Fonzarelli water skied over a shark. Now, I know the Labour Party believes they can do many things, but I don't believe they can actually keep any credibility. So Labour are trying desperately to be relevant to this debate. Yesterday, they were being evangelical about scrapping Trident. Or some of them were being evangelical about scrapping Trident. Others weren't. Today, it's a cynical attempt to talk about tax credits. This is real people's lives and real people's issues that we are dealing with. And Labour should stop looking towards, I'm looking towards Scotland's future. Labour should join me in doing that and not looking towards tomorrow's newspaper headlines. Yeah, and talking about newspaper headlines, Jerry Mara.
Jerry Mara.
Thank the member for giving way. If I can be allowed to bring the member back to the point of this debate this afternoon, is he in favour of our proposals to reinstate the tax credits for working people in his constituency?
George Adam.
I'm actually in favour of making sure that we have a policy that can actually make sure that the people of Scotland have the ability to live their life to the full. That's what's important to me, Ms Mara, not sitting here pontificating and making noise when we could be actually doing the job that the Scottish Government currently is. So that is the reason that we have Labour with absolutely no credibility. They've already stated that they would spend the proposed cut in APD on education. No matter how many times Jackie Baillie says they didn't, they already did say they would actually do that, which is their right and a fair point for them to make if they want to do that, because education is an example of being able to bridging the gap, and the attainment is a way to bring people out of poverty. But they've already said it, but now they've changed their mind. The other thing that's already been said, the extra powers are coming in 2017. APD will not happen until 2018. So what's going to happen to these 250,000 families in Scotland in the here and now? How are they going to deal on Labour's kind words? This is about the real world and dealing with the actual issues that are here in front of us, not just playing some kind of political game and debate within the chamber. Presiding Officer, these ongoing Westminster attacks are attacks on the weakest in our society, not just families with tax credits, but others and benefits. We have PIP, disability, long-term conditions. Christina McKelvey had a members' debate last week which I spoke on, and we actually discussed these people who are struggling to get by with this. So for me, it's who do you trust, Presiding Officer? Do you trust the Scottish Government with an ongoing record that has actually supported the people of Scotland, or do you believe or trust a bunch of chancellors from the Labour Party?
Many thanks.